Thanks once again for tuning in to the Spiritually Intuned podcast with your host here, Minister Speaks.
We are back again already.
That's right. We got to keep up the momentum. We were just here yesterday.
I really enjoyed myself yesterday.
We definitely had a lot of fun talking about purging procrastination. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but I did not introduce my co-host here.
You just didn't introduce the co-host that doesn't want to be introduced. Well, at least that's what I said to begin with.
And so are you saying now that you're having a bit of change of heart?
Listen, don't do that voice again.
Why?
I love that voice,
oh my
don't
goodness.
do that voice. And yes, I am saying that I'm having a bit of a change of heart. See what I'm saying? So yes, we are going to introduce the lovely co-host. And first of all, I'd like to say thank you so much for having me on the show with you. It is definitely a blessing and a pleasure. And for those of you who wanted to know my name, you can call me Isabel. What? That's what... Listen, that's what you can call me. I didn't say that's what my name is. I am saying that is my handle. My handle is Isabel.
You know what? I knew you were going to say something other than, I just didn't know what it would be. I'm tired of you.
Oh my goodness.
But it be what it be. What you're saying is your handle is Isabel.
Isabel.
You know, yesterday was fun. We were talking about purging procrastination. We hit on how it connected with the Bible story with Jonah. We hit on how it connected with how it is a spiritual issue. But today...
What's going on today? I'm anxious because I definitely had a lot of fun yesterday. I learned so much.
Me too.
And the feedback was just amazing.
Yes, it was. It was definitely amazing from all ends. And I want to just give a quick shout out to the people who did give us the feedback.
Yes.
If you missed it, go back and check out the podcast that we did just yesterday called Purging Procrastination. But today, Isabel, we are talking about fake friends. Now, this is a real spiritual issue.
I personally don't understand the whole fake friend. Like, how can you be a fake friend to someone?
Well, with fake friends, there's an underlying jealousy. They want to be friends with you because they have something to gain from you, but there's this underlying jealousy where they don't want you to do well.
This sounds like something I've dealt with in relationships.
Oh, most definitely. You know what? I've never thought that this is something that could happen in a relationship where someone does not want you to do well, but it definitely happens. And the reason being is because that person feels like they wouldn't be good enough and that they would be left behind.
And the only way that could be true is if that person does not feel the need to excel also in their life.
I don't know. It really depends on how you look at it, because if that person is at a point in their life where they are comfortable and they don't feel the need to have more, then there's that. But if that person is stuck in a position where everyone around them is kind of feeding them a silver spoon, right? Okay, and they're not doing anything to excel, and the other person that is excelling, then you're definitely gonna get left behind.
I'm out the door, pack my bags, you ain't gonna see me no more.
And having these people in your life is a spiritual issue. Now, the good book warns us that some people claim to be true, but are really false friends who can do us more harm than good.
And that becomes evident after a while. I mean, it becomes really clear that this person is not for you.
And so we have to get down to the nitty-gritty of identifying fake friends and also identifying the reason why you are sticking around that fake friend.
That's the psychology of it all. You got to get to the psychological of it all.
Exactly. Now, the righteous choose their friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. Now, that's Proverbs chapter 12, verses 26.
That's deep. When you hear, listen again, the righteous choose their friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. When you don't choose your friends carefully,
No. I have so many stories. So many stories of times I did not choose my friends carefully.
And they don't do nothing but lead you astray. You be up in some mess you ain't never thought you'd be in before.
And just Just imagine how many people in prison can testify to that.
Yes, how many people in prison? How many people have lost so much money? Like, we're not talking like $10, $20. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars because you thought this person was your friend and you trusted your friend, and all of a sudden,
oh my goodness! And not only that, how many people have lost their families because they thought someone was their friend? Whether it's a man or a woman, you thought that person was your friend, and they wind up sleeping with your spouse and taking your entire family away from you. Like, fake friends is definitely a spiritual issue that we are going to purge today.
We got to be able to identify a spiritually unhealthy
That's
relationship.
very important. And by that, we identify it by noticing that there's conflict, there's always gossiping, there's violent behavior, and there's leading people into being toxic with one another. So that when you see that is happening in your friendship or even in your relationship, you have to understand that you are dealing with a spiritually unhealthy relationship, and also
fake
that
people.
person is fake. Yeah, that's right. That person is definitely being fake towards you. That person does not have your best interests at heart, and the best thing you could do is run.
Run for your life. Run for your life.
No, seriously, you do not want these people to infect your spirit. Their negative energy is definitely contagious, so you have to run.
And that's a fact, because negative energy is connected to you before you are out of the womb.
Yes.
So before you are even born, if you are around negative energy in your mother's womb, it will affect you and your spirit.
But now it's more easy to identify a fake friend than it was for me once before, because now I understand that fake friends take advantage of you because they are not scared of losing you. Like, they are like shadows. They're always near you at your brightest moments, but nowhere to be seen at your darkest hour. Now, that's the that's the easiest way to identify fake friends.
I think that's because now that you're older, you understand that if someone is truly your friend, every time that they come around, they're not going to be begging. They're not going to be asking you for something. Like, anytime they come around you is a gain for them.
Right, and then they start taking that kindness for weakness. See, that's where a lot of people mess up. At first they start off being a real nice friend. They see how nice you are, and then they start to take your kindness for weakness, and they turn into that fake friend.
Whatever it is that you're offering that person, stop offering that person so much of it. This is how you identify these fake friends. Whatever it is, whether it is your time, whether it is every time that person coming around, they want something to drink, they want a cigarette, they want some change, or they need to borrow some sugar, or it's always something. So whatever it is, you gotta just like
cut their water off. Those are the leechers. Those are the ones that's really easy to identify.
Because every time they come around, they got to have something. They need something. Whether it's even like you were saying, even if it's just your time, they gotta have so much of your time. And I can't stand those ones that just got to have so much of your time, and they get offended if you don't make yourself available to hear their
see, not only is that a fake friend, that's also a toxic friend. When you have someone who is demanding so much of your time and then get mad at you, and it becomes an emotional roller coaster, whether that person is a friend or a spouse or a family member, that is a toxic relationship.
So be aware, everybody isn't your friend. Just because they hang out around you and laugh with you doesn't mean they're there for you. Just because they say they got your back
doesn't mean they won't stab you in it.
Because people have the tendency to pretend
very well.
So know your circle, because at the end of the day, real situations expose fake people.
So pay attention.
This is the type of stuff that can get you locked up.
Well, I'm not getting locked up for none. You know my position. If you are doing something wrong, don't do it around me, because I'm going to tell them. They're not going to come to me. I'm going to just let them know. I'm going to call them up, 911. This is what happened. This is where they was at. This is what they did. And I had nothing to do with it. Please don't lock me up. I ain't got time time. I ain't got time. I ain't got
and
time.
that's honest, and it's valuable information to know.
So see, I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to jail. Leave that mess over there. I don't want nothing you got.
As long as that's your disclaimer coming into the friendship or the relationship, whatever it may be, you let that person know.
I'm a snitch. That's right. I don't have time. Leave me out of it. You being a fake friend to me. Listen, you are being a whole fake friend to me. If you put me in a situation where you know I'm going to have to snitch on you, and if I don't snitch on you, I'm going to go to jail. You fake because you already know I'm about to snitch. And so and then you get mad at me? Nah, you fake.
They can't get mad at you because they already knew you brought the disclaimer right through the door. You already told them.
But in all seriousness, a fake friend will leave you feeling emotionally exhausted, like due to their inability to keep it real, to be genuine, to keep your interests in mind. It's always one-sided with a fake friendship and with a spiritually unhealthy relationship, and they don't respect you.
I can't deal with that. And all of those that you just said are completely, like, I cannot deal with either one of those. You have to respect me. If you don't show interest in what I'm all about or what I have some type of interest in, whatever it is, but I'm showing interest in your projects, like, I can't.
And the biggest one for me is trust. Like, if that person cannot be real, cannot be genuine, I cannot trust you, therefore, can you trust me?
That's exactly what they're saying, is that they don't trust me enough to be genuine and to be real. So yeah, they can't trust me simply because, not because I'm not trustworthy, but because you're not giving me your real version of you. So therefore, you obviously don't trust me.
I'd rather have honest enemies than to have fake friends, because at least I know what to expect, what you are really feeling. I believe a fake friend is just a worse enemy.
That's when I say, Lord, I donate all my fake friends to you as a burnt offering.
That moment when you ask God to protect you from your enemies, then you start losing friends.
Lord, protect me from my friends because I know who my enemies are.
Now, the good book has a lot to say about fake friendship.
Fun fact, there are over 235 verses in the Old Testament and 400 verses in the New Testament about fake friends.
Not even just about fake friendships, but how consequential they are.
And what to do when you find yourself in a fake friendship.
And we have to remember that it is a definitely true blessing to have a good friend. But we have to remember the difference between a good friend who happened to do something bad to you and a fake friend. Because a fake friend is a person who's going to keep on doing bad to you. And at some point, they will blame you for their own actions against you.
And even like you said, something bad to you, but usually if it's a good friend, that person really didn't do something bad to you. Perhaps they just did something you did not like.
Yes, that's the big difference. Something that you didn't like versus something bad to you.
The Bible does have a lot to say about it. I mean, okay, so fake friends, they want to know everything. Not because they care, but so they can gossip.
They visit me as if they were my friends, but all the while they gather gossip, and when they leave, they spread it everywhere. Psalms 41, 5-6.
It becomes a spiritual issue because they are bad influences. They want to see you go down because they are going down. That's when the whole term misery loves company comes in.
In Proverbs chapter 4, verse 13-21, it says, always remember what you have been taught and don't let go of it. Keep what you have learned. It is the most important thing in life. Don't follow the ways of the wicked. Don't do what evil people do. Avoid their ways and don't follow them. Stay away from them and keep on going, because they cannot sleep until they do evil. They cannot rest until they harm someone. They feast on wickedness and cruelty as if they were eating bread and drinking wine. The way of the good person is like the light of dawn, growing brighter and brighter until full daylight. But the wicked walk around in the dark. They can't even see what makes them stumble. My child, pay attention to my words. Listen closely to what I say. Don't ever forget my words. Keep them always in mind. That is a
warning.
Real deep warning.
That's a real big warning.
When you're talking to the truth's going to tell you that a fake friend is a wicked and evil person. So you must stay away from him. He's almost like the snake in the garden. You got to go.
Don't take the bait. Get gone. Don't take
Abort
the bait.
the mission and leave leave it where it's at.
And when you don't identify these fake people in your life, you understand that they are not real, they are not genuine, they are using you, and you continue to stick around. Here comes another spiritual issue, dealing with loneliness.
And this is something that keeps people in relationships that they are not happy with. And whether it's a friendship or a relationship, or whether you're dealing with your family, it keeps you there even though you are not happy because you are lonely.
I've been alone for a long time, but I ain't been lonely in a long time.
And there's a big difference between being alone and being lonely. See, when you are alone versus lonely, you can deal with being by yourself. It's okay. You have your peace. But when you lonely, you can't deal with being by yourself. It's like, it's really weird because you don't have that happiness. So you need someone or something else to make you happy.
Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33.
What people would say, birds of a feather flock together. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. If you are hanging around these evil people doing all this gossiping and all this hating, you're going to be one of those haters and one of those gossipers also.
That's right, because birds of a feather flock together. What's crazy is these are things that we already know.
Yeah, but sometimes we need that spiritually in tune checkup. We need someone else to say it in order for us to process what we already know it.
So spiritually unhealthy relationships can cause you to deteriorate inside out. Like you can get PTSD from bad friendship.
Wait, did you say PTSD?
That's because quite often we associate post-traumatic stress disorder with extremely traumatic events in our lives, but the loss of a friendship that we thought would fulfill us can also be extremely jarring and traumatic. So friendship PTSD is often caused by friendships that have ended suddenly and badly.
So the good news is, though you may feel defeated, God is closer than you
That's
realize.
right.
I mean, He is always with us and can heal our broken heart.
That's right. In Psalms chapter 34, verse 18, it says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in what? Crushed in spirit." And so last month we were just reading about the psychological, physical, and spiritual benefits of having good friends. Remember that?
Right, because good friends encourage and support us, help us grow in virtue, and even improve our overall well-being.
So it definitely is a spiritual issue, but not all friendships are created equal. Some friends are the opposite of helpful and supportive. You may have heard about the study showing that our friends can even make us fat, but there are more insidious ways that certain friends can hurt us.
I ain't got time for that, for a bad friendship that's gonna make me fat.
No time at all.
A real spiritual issue.
We have to fire those fake friends. Such wiles would not have fooled Saint Francis de Sales. More than 400 years ago, he cautioned us about false or worldly friendships. In his introduction to the devout life, he extols the importance of good, holy, and true friendship, and he warns us of poisonous friendships that can turn us away from God and virtue.
And virtue means
behavior and showing high moral standards. So brothers and sisters, I encourage you, if you have a friend who drains your energy, causes you to question your own reason, puts you down, belittles you, is deceitful or immoral, you may be dealing with a bona fide sociopath. In any case, it is wise to heed Saint Francis de Sales' advice and drop that toxic friend like a hot potato, because a vicious friend can never be a true friend.
Look at hindsight on how many times that person just broke your peace.
That's reflecting on the situation, but most importantly, keep in tune with your spiritual readings, keep in tune with prayer.
Because some of us may have the option to turn to our true friends, those who were virtuous and encouraged us to be the same, but ultimately we must turn to our truest and best friend,
Jesus Christ.
Lord, have mercy.
Yes, have mercy, Lord. And so thank you for tuning in to another one at the Worldly Ministries Virtual Synagogue, My Church at Home podcast with your host, Minister Speaks, and my lovely co-host, Isabel.
And thank you very much for having me.
I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but hopefully then we'll see you again. Until then, in Jesus' name, amen.
Wait.
What? Okay, what is it?
Nothing. Bye.
Bye.